her pronouns, and I'll be monitoring this session on behalf of the convening planning team. If you need any tech support, please feel free to message me. If something hurtful or harmful arises over the course of this session, I'm also here to guide us through navigating that. So please feel free to message me directly if you have any concerns. This meeting will be recorded, so if you're uncomfortable being on camera, feel free to keep your video off. I also want to point us to the community agreements, which I'll be sharing in the chat. And I'd also like to note that if at any point you need to step away into a supportive environment to breathe, ground yourself, or talk through how you're feeling, you can go to our breathing room, and I'll send that Zoom link in the chat as well. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to our amazing performers.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Jason Heath, and
Luke Reynolds, professionally known as Morrison. What's up?
Go Get It Christopher Hargraves, artist.
Joshua Blackson, I go by Blackson.
and we're at the Capo Recording Studio Youth Center that our organization, Getta Doors, has just recently built. We're in the process of making it, but we finished the recording studio, and we've been working with these gentlemen here. And essentially, we were an organization that started about 10 years ago. Our founder, Wayne Kramer, and his wife, Margaret Kramer, started Gel Guitar Doors. And we began by donating instruments to prisons to have music programs, because our founder had done some time in a federal prison in the 70s, and music saved his life. So it was always a dream of his to be able to give back in that capacity. And as we began giving the instruments, we realized that songwriting had kept us relatively sane over the years. So what if we went ahead and went in and started doing workshops using songwriting as a way of rehabilitation and processing what we were going through. And then that sort of mushroomed and grew into different programs that got codified. We then came into contact with a Dr. Larry Brewster from San Francisco University, who let us know that what we were doing wasn't voodoo, it wasn't magic, but there was actually science behind arts and programming, and the difference that it made in recidivism rates and just individuals being able to process what they're going through. So we moved that into different prisons through a William James Association throughout the state of California, and also around the country doing actual programs. And then we came into contact with Kylie Schilling with the Arts for Incarcerated Youth Network, which is now Arts for Healing and Justice Network. And we began working with youth in different camps, in juvenile halls and community centers. And what we learned pretty quickly was guys like Chris here would tell me, yeah, this is great what you guys are doing, but what happens when I get out? What are we going to do? What do you have for me there? And we didn't have anything at the time, so it was a dream for us to be able to have a studio. And then we began borrowing studios around town from people that were generous to us, taking the guys in there. And then we finally just took the leap and built this studio that we're in now, which is going to be a full capacity youth center, which is going to teach graphic design, filmmaking, and it's basically going to be an entertainment, a vocational arts center. So, but the center of it is music, and always will be. And that's what we're going to do today, is show you around a little bit and have these gentlemen perform. I guess we could do a tour afterward.
Yeah, sure.
But we could get into performing now. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, so if we may, without further ado, we'll start out with the man to my right, Blackson, and then we'll follow up with Go Get It Chris. So we got 2 performances for you. Yeah.
And we'll do some question and answers afterward. If anybody wants to know what's up, we'll tell you a little bit more about what our program is doing.
So we're going to get out the way real quick.
What's that? Yeah, you got it. It's you. It's all you.
It's a little nervous.
Got it.
Blackson in the booth, the one to speak the truth. Yeah. We had to lay low, now it's time to elevate. It's grind time, nigga, ain't no celebrating. Niggas stop hating, let's just motivate. Shorty with diamond dust, I need a soulmate. Yeah, I need a soulmate. Shorty with diamond dust, I need a soulmate. Yeah. Look, Nipsey Hussle of my generation. And hustle is my motivation. Just a young nigga, really just want some greatness. I'm just a young nigga, really just trying to make it. Make a million cash for your flat live. Make a master plan and watch it backfire. Burn it all down, then collect the ashes. Build it back, respect your passion. And it's just the beginning. A young nigga, man, he really see a vision of a young nigga and his team really winning. And I'ma say it when I'm motherfucking finished. Minutes after I complete all my motherfucking mission, but yeah, and it's just the beginning. And it's just the beginning. Hold on, look. Man, it's just the beginning, look. Man, I started from the bottom, end up in the room. When I'm staring at the world through my rear view with the goons. Fuck niggas, let them talk, nigga, get your loot. I live around brown, but respect the nigga roots. Pity teacher of these streets, teaching young niggas how to motherfucking eat. Cause I hate my seeing young niggas dying in these streets. Being locked up in a jail cell cause the fucking streets. Screaming fuck the police, no justice, no peace. Free the innocent, man, they need to be released. Then I put that on my dead homies, man, the rest in peace. Man, the rest in peace. Look, if you feel the goosebumps, it's just the Holy Ghost. Yeah, I'm from the left side of the fucking coast. With grimy niggas, man, they really do the fucking most. Call me Blackson the Pope, cause I will give you hope. And I've been on the grind, cause it's money on my mind. Last no on the beat, it's the blind lead the blind. I got a clearer vision, so I let more people shine. Let my people shine. Look, man, I started from the block selling trees, nigga. I went from Christian school and selling trees, nigga. Now I make rap music and selling teas, nigga. Support the real and cop the tea, nigga. Yeah. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back, nigga, get back. Get back, motherfucker, you better get back. Get back, nigga, get back. Get back for your life, really get snatched. Get back. Get back, motherfucker, better get back. Get back. Get back for your life, really get snatched. Get back, motherfucker, before you get slapped. Get back, motherfucker, before you get jacked. It's big blacks in this bitch, yeah, the fucking Mac. And I don't really give a fuck about your feedback. I'm sipping on that Douce, yeah, that cognac. I'm kicked back at this motherfucking kickback. Damn, shorty, hold on, just come back. Damn, looking like a whole ass fucking snack. Back it up, hey, back it up. Damn, shorty over here looking bad as fuck. Back it up, hey, back it up. Yeah, I told a little bitch, you better back it up. Damn, niggas started tripping, started acting up. You a funny little nigga, you got me cracking up. But get back, motherfucker, you better get back. Get back, motherfucker, you better get back. Get back, nigga, get back. Get back, motherfucker, you better get back. Get back, nigga, get back. Get back for your life, really get snatched. Get back. Get back, motherfucker, better get back. Get back. Get back for your life, really get snatched. Nigga with the juice. nigga with the juice. Just a 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 nigga with the juice. Yeah, I'm Blackson in the booth. Yeah, Blackson in the booth. Yeah, the one with the juice. Yeah, the one with the juice. Come and push it, come and push it. I'm a nigga with the juice. Just a nigga with the juice. Keep your head wet. Now it's just like the nigga Bruce. Just like the nigga Bruce. Hey, you nigga fuck with mine. Yeah, nigga, there's no truth. Thought we part, I'm not too much. Man, I keep it blunt when I hit the blunt. Now I smoke with chumps, I don't smoke with chumps. You ask for a verse, just abandon up. Nigga, nigga what? Nigga, nigga what? Nigga, nigga what? Nigga, nigga what? We don't give a fuck, we don't give a fuck. Nigga, nigga what? Nigga, nigga what?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we got Go Getta Chris.
With them niggas on your block making it treacherous, you never outside. I'm assuming you what business is. You only got one life, so keep on living it. Before I have my niggas run up on you with the ignorance, I'm ignorant. Bitches be popping, this shit have been a get rid of shit. This guy kicked me, you with Lucifer, and your bitch broke, so don't think I'ma hit again, bitch. I need those, so I'm finna go hit again. Bitch, I pop for a 20 and pop for a 20 again, bitch. I want my dog, she said she's her friends, that done told what she goes. Get they man's red dot headshot, I put candles down for your friend. What the fuck? He a snitch, deserve to be in the ditch. We gon' parlay at his funeral, let her fuck on his bitch. Only associate with King Walk Low, it's about to check. Niggas now we got this window with poker, looking for straight dead homies. Nigga dead homies, I'm just dying to the drip. Call me Obi-Wan Kenobi, I ain't even on that bitch, so why she acting like she know me? Say she fuck with GMB, so I call my nigga Tony. I'm a savage with a package up in traffic, never lacking. Pistol packing for any nigga thinking they want the static. At the age of 11, when I start gripping automatics, trying to pull me on my mama, I swear this ain't gon' get tragic. Cracking safe and twisted profit, niggas know I'm money mentioned it. Begging for $1, I'm broke, baby, I'm ignorant. 20 to the face, oh my lord, I love businesses. AAB, all about $1 in dividends. Damn. I'm just getting started, man. Hey, Giovanni, is that you?
It's
Versatile shit, man. You know. Whoever thought 2G up be in a cell? When I was down there, I had no incoming bail. They ain't give a fuck about me, it was a well. But this for my brothers, I know real ones prevail. That's the sign your baby make when he get popped up. I can't take no more losses, load them sticks, okay, we locked up, can't stop us. I know niggas want me dead, they ain't gon' stop nothing. I know Junior off the meds, but if I said he gon' drop some. Niggas in the feds can't wait to see the ones that pop up and visit you. See it in my eyes, I was in the cell trying to get a visit too. They was yelling names, I was waking up, they here to visit who. I ain't had no one to call, but I was in there with my dog, he was talking and it hurted me. I got home and he called my phone, said they got this new law, you're coming home, fuck that first degree of being in the cell. When I was down, they had no incoming mail. They ain't give a fuck about me, it was a well. But this for my brothers, I know real ones prevail. That's the sign your baby make when he get popped up. It all started as a young nigga. All this shit y'all doing now I done, nigga. I'm just trying to be the only one. And mama, look what I become. Your last born became a man without a gun. I'ma be be the one that move you off the slums like I told back, that's number one. And I ain't asked none of you niggas to blow for me. I made my own bed, that's how it's supposed to be. Coach bring me out my trophy piece. I'm blowing out, start seeing them approaching me. Y'all wasn't sleeping on me, so just go to sleep. Like that I'm living, it's no patient, we risk taking. Keep my head on the swivel, cause I'm history in the making. What they wanna take from me, they can't have it, it's hard to break me. Gotta stack up them benches, it's the trials of the field, baby. And it's like that I'm living, it's no patient, we risk taking. Keep my head on the swivel, cause I'm history in the making. What they wanna take from me, they can't have it, it's hard to break me. Gotta stack up them benches, it's the trials of the field, baby. Appreciate that. No, ready.
Encore. That's mine. Sure.
That's your chair. Come on in.
Should we take them on? So that's Josh and go get a Chris. So, you know, a little bit about what we do here, like I told you before, is to get together and, you know, we met, you know, like I met Chris when I was working at Challenge Camp on Azuka. He was there. We were going out there, we must have done about four semesters in a row because they couldn't get any other groups to go out there and work with them. So we just kept going back out and we formed a pretty strong relationship. And, you know, Chris is a success story in a lot of ways, not just because of his talent and how far he's come, but, you know, his maturity level. Like, first thing he said to me today when he walked in was that he wanted to see if I could get him back into Central Juvenile Hall, which is somewhere where he spent some time, so that he could talk to the youngsters that are in there and share his experiences, you know, of where he's come and the difference that being able to make music has made in his life. I don't know if you want to talk to that at all, Chris.
I mean, yeah, I was in jail, always fighting. And one day, Luke came in with Jason and was like, we about to be starting this program. And I said, oh yeah, sign me up because I'm tired of being in here. It's hot in here. I don't want to be up in here. I want to, you know, get out the dorm. So they put the program together and they'll come every, what was that, Tuesdays?
Yeah, we do Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Tuesdays, Thursday, they'll come twice a week. I'm there. One time I used to bring people so they could, you know, get out the dorm, make music and stuff. But other than that, I was just, you know, just trying to get out the dorm. So I met them, started doing music more in there. I've been doing music since I was young, but I'm just starting to perfect my craft now, growing up. And like meeting them, I learned a whole bunch of stuff, like different type of keys, different type of high-end stuff that I did not know about when I was doing it.
Yeah, I think it was important, you know, like when we first started working with these guys, you know, I mean, just Chris, I think realizing, I mean, you've seen his talent, I mean, his natural talent, but the more that he learned to do that and hone his craft, the more he realized, I think, you know, I don't want to speak for you, but, you know, I think he realized that there was something here that he had that was genuinely connecting with other people, right? And his talent.
It's a story. People like to hear my story.
Yeah.
Because, like, they could relate. Like, some people that been through what I've been through hear my music and be like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been here, I did that before. So, like,
yeah.
People, like, want to hear more.
And I think that's the value of what we do, you know, like, we're always talking about, you know, how can you reach the youth and try and transform somebody. And we used to go in and, you know, I mean, I learned so much from Chris and the other guys in that class, because a lot of times we would go in and they would say, like, well, you can't talk about any of the gang banging or the affiliation that the guys are in. So it was always this constant battle. And when I was doing those semesters out of Challenger with really a group of guys that were all affiliated, they looked at me one day and went, man, you really hate the gang, don't you? And I was like, no, I don't. But, like, you know, I really don't understand, you know, the sort of dynamics of what it is to continue in a certain path that you know is going to end in, you know, death or jail. Like, that just seemed like a dead end to me. But what I realized was, if you have a story to tell and you don't take that away and say, hey, you can't talk about this stuff, rather talk about it, but talk about all of it and the way that it affects you, the good and the bad, not just the, you know, talking about the positive side of it, but talk about the real side of it, everything. And when you see when I saw that dynamic start to unfold in the workshops that connected with each other, that gave everybody the agency to sort of exhale and then talk about their stories like Chris was talking about. And that's when I really started to see a change in these guys, when they realized that their story was able to connect with people and have that impact. And that, to me, is the, sort of the core of what we do here, right? It's just about connecting, taking people from different walks of life, and everybody needs that. Everybody has a story. It's as old as mankind, right? We came out of the jungle around the fires and told our stories, and that's how we learned that people were going through the same things. And they weren't necessarily enemies, maybe they were friends, and we could, so to me, the storytelling is the power of it, and the connection is imperative to what we do. That's really the simplest way I could put what we do here. Songs and beats.
And since being able to run the programming, just picking up from the work that we've done inside of the justice facilities, and also just piggybacking off of what Jason said, I think the process of actually creating the art and writing is also transformative. It gives you an opportunity to be able to heal and process things. It's therapy. But also, the work that we do on the outside, the work we've done on the outside, even before we had this center, we started introducing the programming and being able to work with many youth. We worked with upwards towards 100 youth, bringing them into our previous center that we were renting from a good friend and mutual contact. So within that, we were able to establish relationships with youth on the outside, be able to work with youth who have not been justice involved through friends, and also get into more diversion tactics and being able to keep people out of trouble in the first place.
Yeah, that was a key to, like, why do we only have to offer this to kids who have made the worst mistake of their life? Like, this is like being able to tell your story and connect is not important just to people that are incarcerated, right? It's important to all of us and to everywhere that we're at. It's part of being human. And so when we were able to move into the community, then it just sort of spread like wildfire, like friends of friends, and like Luke was saying, kids that have not been justice involved or incarcerated. And it's better to learn that you have these talents that can connect with people, right? Because that's what's going to make the positive change in everybody's life. So for us to be able to expand that, we're incredibly excited about it. This place is not even open, it's already busy all the time. So like the other side of this building is still wood and drywall and dust, but we wanted to get the studio done as soon as possible so that we could get the youth in here. And Arts for Healing and Justice Network, Julian is here on the other side of this camera, has been really essential in getting us connected to youth through their Our True Colors program. So shout out to AHJN and Julian, and that's how we were able to connect with Josh here, who's been killing it.
I'm Joshua. I'm part of the OTC, Our True Colors, and yeah, Julian, he had put me onto the program, the whole studio. Yeah, it's cool. Like, they've been teaching me like new things I never learned of, but I never knew about producing, how to the way how I speak in the studio, like, oh, speak louder. They be teaching me a lot. Like, I really appreciate that.
And of course, our journey is just beginning. We've been working with Chris for several years, and with Joshua Blackson here, we've just started over the last couple months. So as we move forward, I'm excited to see how we're able to cultivate not only the artwork, but him being able to move forward professionally. As you can see, it's very easy for us to be able to work with youth in different stages of life, bring youth together like this, or bring young people together, young adults even, and use their examples not only for their own growth and cultivating their own creativity, but to work within the communities, to be able to work with a wider demographic of youth. Honestly, if I was able to facilitate all of the youth that we have right now, this place would be going nonstop. And hopefully that's where we're going to be in a very short amount of time. That is the trajectory. So yeah, very excited to follow through with all that.
We'd be happy to answer any questions, or we could go on a tour of, there's not much else to show you.
I'll show you the, let's see, if we get it here, I'll hop in here, and I have another screen here on my phone under Luke Reynolds, if we may be able to highlight that screen. I'll flip this around and I can give a tour of the facility real quick. So here we are. We have, of course, behind us, it's unmute. Let's go. All right. So I'm going to step away from here so we don't get feedback. But I would like to show you the live room here. This is where we do our recording. Lots of live instruments, different things in here. Isolation booth currently under construction. So I want to be able to provide a very wide range of different musical abilities.
Stuff under construction.
I'll Jason lead the way here for the under construction.
This is our live event performance room, and we've been in the gallery above the dance studio. So we'll hold events in here, but we'll also be doing hip hop dance and break dancing and art gallery. So there'll be big rooms for that. And then in here will be more classrooms. There's going to be a wall. It's going to be up here starting on Monday. And on the other side of that will be a computer lab with 5 computer stations that will be for computer design, filmmaking, editing, video making, computer animation. We have some animators from Pixar that are going to be teaching some remote classes to the guys. We're going to do a CAD design. We'll have a 3D printer in here as well for all of that. And I probably don't need to see the bathroom.
I'll show you the lounge area though, however. We do have this space here. We'll have some chairs set up here, television for video games, stuff like that. So we have a place where the youth can chill out in between sessions. And we have lockers here for the youth so they can put their stuff up, youth and young adults. And of course, back into the studio here. Boom, 360.
Hope that was an exciting tour.
We're back.
Oh, yeah. That's for ASL.
Transcription.
I'm gonna unmute because I just say that was amazing. It was really wonderful to see the space that you're working in. Can't wait to come for a visit in person, but it was so awesome to see, to be in the space virtually. So thank you so much for that tour.
Our pleasure.
If anyone has any questions for the gentlemen, the performers, they'd be happy to discuss their process with you.
Yeah, I have when are the music videos coming from you guys?
I have a lot of music videos. I have plenty on YouTube that y'all can go subscribe to.
Yeah,
watch,
plug in
share,
stuff.
everything. SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Go Get It Chris, as you see it on the Zoom. That's Zoom that just joined. And
One of the first courses when we get officially open right now, we're going to be working with an organization called Give a Beat. And they do, it's similar to what we do. They're sister organization, friends of ours, and they do more electronic EDM and live DJ. So we put a curriculum together where we're going to be working with probably every 12 to 16 weeks with a group of about 10 to 12 youth. And we'll start with the live DJs and writing their songs and working how to perform them live in one room. And then they'll move into this room after a week or so and produce it and record it. And then they'll move into the computer lab where they'll work on their visuals for their CDs if they're going to do that, or to upload to Spotify. And what's the other one?
The official
Apple
one,
Music.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, official one, SoundCloud.
So they're going to do all that stuff, and then also they're going to shoot their own videos and edit them. So when they're done, they have everything together. And then in the interim, every weekend of those courses, we're going to have people from the music industry come in and teach them publishing and licensing and legal, a lot of the stuff that these guys just don't have access to, and they can get taken later on down the line in their careers. And so we're hoping to expose them to all the facets. Like Josh was saying, there's all kinds of stuff in producing that they can learn where they can actually make revenue in live streams, or getting the music license, or making beats for other people, or producing for other people. And then also getting the music placed in film and television. Our co-founder, Margaret, has her own licensing company. She's been doing it for years. And we know so many people in the business that we're going to actually be doing workshops. So the guys know that kind of stuff when they're finished. Because not everybody's going to be, a multi-platinum hip hop star. We know that Chris is, but not everyone is. So
even if you're striving to be, there's no shortage of opportunities in doing other things, and it'll help to get you to the next level. So having that multiverse skill set and ability will help to give our artists an advantage, the artists we work with an advantage to be able to put themselves in different places and situations. Anything is possible here in Los Angeles, so we don't want to discourage people from their hard work and dreams, but we also want to give them a toolkit so they can reach in and pull out other things when they need.
I have a question. So for the guys, either or both answer either of these. What was the first song that you remember hearing that like really, really captured you, like really spoke to you or touched you? And or if you had to listen to only one song for the rest of your life on repeat, what would it be?
That's for you. That's for me. I thought it was for them.
All of you.
I couldn't even tell you.
I want to hear from all of you.
I couldn't even tell you. It's a lot.
What's the first thing that comes to mind?
First, Dear Homies. The reason why I'm saying that is because that just hit 32,000 on SoundCloud not too long ago.
Woo. That's your song?
Yeah, it's mine.
Oh, cool.
So
what you got?
For me, I would say I just performed this called Just the Beginning. It was the second track. It touched me because that's something that was like the first time I put in blood, sweat, and tears to that song. That was the time, you know, when the whole riot was going on with the what else? I'll say that song. You said what was the second question?
So yeah, it was if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be? And like, what was the first song you ever heard that just really spoke to you?
It's a song called "Face the World" by Nipsey Hussle. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll say that song.
You got something for that one?
Are you talking about somebody else?
Yeah, somebody else.
Yeah.
Lil Durk, All Love. All Love. That's it, Lil Durk, All Love, because like the things he talk about, it's like remind me of what I went through in my life, you know, trial and all this, going back and forth to jail, shootings and all kind of stuff, that, you know. So that song really like make me think about a whole bunch of stuff. Like yeah, All Love, Lil Durk. That's hard.
Josh, at the beginning, I think I heard you say you were nervous. Are you like doing live stuff often? And also, just so you know, like Zoom is kind of an awkward platform, and you did awesome.
Yeah, thank you. This is like my second time performing. This has been a while since I performed. The first time I performed it was 2019. And yeah, I was really nervous. This time this is with everybody, a group of people. So I'm like, it's been a minute since I performed, but thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You did great, bro.
Thank you.
And you know, like that big room that you guys saw that was a bit dancing, it's going to be a performance space too. So we're hoping to have regular performances on the weekends with the you know guest artists that we know in the industry, and as well as our youth here.
It's cool.
Amazing.
We're pretty close to an area here in Los Angeles, the Fairfax district, there's a lot of hip hop culture and stuff going on over there. So we'd like to be around this area.
So if anybody's ever in town, make sure you hit us up so you can come check it out.
Right near the farmers market, if you've ever been to Hollywood.
Yeah, at the Grove.
Any more questions?
I have a question. I want to hear about musically. What are you working on right now? What are you working on that's exciting you?
Right now I'm working on another EP, which is like a 4 or 5 song mixtape, and I'm coming along good with it. I haven't laid any of the tracks down in the studio, but I got my notes filled. I write every day. I get beats, and people send me beats. I find beats. People send me open verses to their song that they want me to get on. So I'm basically practically busy all day, like for real. I'll be writing all day. And I'm just trying to become something. Yes, sir. You are something.
You are, yeah.
I am something, but I'm trying to be more than what I am right now. Yeah.
And with me, I'm just working on a little album right now. I'm just taking my time with it to see what songs should I put in the album. Yeah, right now, just working with you.
I have a question. So you kind of just talked a little bit about this, like writing all day and like getting verses or getting beats from other people. But I was wondering if you guys could talk about like your process. Like, I don't know if I'm not a writer, so I might not even know where to begin to ask this question. But like, if you start, I don't know what your starting point or your point of inspiration is usually. Do you kind of like work kind of on one song at a time or kind of by jumping around a lot? I don't know if you could answer that.
I would say, yeah, I was just, I take my time. First, I was just start writing. First bar I write, and I'll just continue down. Yeah, I was just hop in the booth. Sometimes I mess up, but hey, I get it done.
What inspires you within your process?
What inspires me? I would just say mistakes, really. That's right.
What about you, Chris?
Can you ask the question again? Because I was too.
Yeah, no problem. It was kind of just like, what's your writing process like, and like what inspires your writing or your process?
I never used to write. I used to just freestyle, like goof around, like growing up, but like through the times that I spent in jail, just sitting in a room, like looking at all kind of bricks. I used to just count the bricks, do whatever, push-ups, work out, and then I just used to be this program called Inside Out Writers that used to come when I was young, and we used to just write. I used to make little rhymes, make little stuff up, but then once I really I had got sentenced to a couple years, and just sitting down, just listening to everybody, I just start writing stuff. Start writing music, listening to different music, trying to get a good idea of how I'm gonna come this time when I get out. Cause I used to just rap I want to say Chicago, out there, but I calmed that down and kind of got versatile, started singing, kind of found out where my certain kids singing, and I made certain singing songs, and I got certain songs, parties, slow, chilling with, I got a different vibe that I'm trying to put out. Other than that,
tapping in, you a pop star now. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
So I definitely don't want to put any of you on the spot, but I know we do have a few more minutes left. I don't know if there's any other music you can perform. I know I personally would love to hear more, or even just, I know some people were trickling in a little late. If you wanted to just perform the same pieces again, the songs were amazing, and I'm sure we'd love to hear them again. We could, if audiences want to do some thumbs up, if they'd be excited to hear more. But definitely, if you don't have anything else prepared.
Songs or different, if we have different, you want the same music?
Up to you, whatever I know we are just, I personally am enjoying this so much and would just be so excited to hear anything you have to share.
You can do the same one. Some other people came in, some new people.
Yeah, so there's some new people, so just do one.
All right. What?
Which one you want to do? All right. Cool.
So it don't matter how many I do. I can just do one or just do all of them again, or it don't matter.
Yeah, we have about 20 minutes left in our scheduled time, so whatever you guys want to do is great.
Which one you want to do?
Never outside. I'm assuming. We the niggas on your block making it treacherous. You never outside. I'm assuming you where the bitches is. You only got one life, so keep on living it. Before I have my niggas run up on you with the ignorance, I'm ignorant. These bitches be popping this shit up better than get rid of shit. This Glock kick, leave you with Lucifers. Yo, bitch broke, so don't think I'ma hit again. Bitch, I need those, so I'm finna go hit again. Bitch, I bought for a 20 and bought for a 20 again. I want my dog, she said she's her friends that it told. Watching foes, somebody come get they man's red dot headshot. I put candles down for your friend. What the fuck? He a snitch, deserve to be in this ditch. We gon' parlay at his funeral. Let her fuck on his bitch, only associate with King Wong Lil. It's about the chip. If it's not, we at his window with poker, looking for strips, dead homies. Nigga dead homies, I'm just down to the drip. Call me Obi-Wan Kenobi, I ain't even on that bitch, so why she acting like she don't say she fuck with DMP? So I call my nigga Tony. What's happening with a baggage up in traffic, never lacking. Pistol packing for any nigga thinking he want the static at the age of 11. When I start gripping automatics, trying to call me on my mama, I swear this ain't gonna get tried to practice savings with the profit. Niggas know I'm money bitching it. Begging for $1, I'm broke, baby, I'm ignorant. 20 to the face, oh my lord, I love businesses. AAB, all about $1 in dividends. Niggas dead homies.
The bottom one, yeah.
It all started as a young nigga. All the shit y'all doing now I done, nigga. I'm just trying to be the only one. Hey mama, look what I become. Your last boy became a man without a gun. I'ma be the one that move you out the slums. I got your back, that's number one. And I ain't asked none of you niggas to blow for me. I made my own bed, that's how I'm supposed to be. Coach, bring me out my trophy, please. I blow and I start seeing them approaching me. Y'all was just sleeping on me, so bitch go to sleep. Like that I'm living, it's no patient, we risk taking. Keep my head on the swivel, cause I'm history in the making. What they wanna take from me, they can't have it, it's hard to break me. Gotta stack up them benches, it's the trials of a field, baby. And it's like that I'm living, it's no patient, we risk taking. Keep my head on the swivel, cause I'm history in the making. What they wanna take from me, they can't have it, it's hard to break me. Gotta stack up the benches, it's the trials of a field, baby.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
What you want to do, Blackson? I do.
And it's just the beginning. A young nigga, man, he really see a vision of a young nigga and his team really winning. And I'ma say when I'm motherfucking finished, but it's after I complete, I'm a motherfucking vision. But man, it's just the beginning. Man, it's just the beginning. Hold on, look. Man, it's just the beginning, look. And I started from the bottom, end up in the moon. When I'm staring at the world through my rear view with the dunes. Fuck them niggas, let them talk, nigga get your loot. I live around brown broad, but the stress the nigga roots. Big teacher of these streets, teaching young niggas how to motherfucking eat. Cause I aim I see young niggas dying in these streets. Be locked up in the jail cell, cause the fucking streets. Screaming fuck the police, no justice, no peace. Free the innocent, and they need to be released. When I put that on my dead homies, made it rest in peace. Man. If you feel the goosebumps, it's just the Holy Ghost. Yeah, I'm from the left side of the fucking coast. With grimy niggas, that really do the fucking most. Call me Blackson the Pope, cause I will give you hope. And I've been on the grind, cause there's money on my mind. Last thing on the beat is the blind lead the blind. I got a clear vision, so I'ma let more people shine. Yeah, I'ma let more people shine, look. Man, I started from the block selling teas, nigga. I went from vision school and selling trees, nigga. Then I make rap music and selling teas, nigga. Support the real and cop a tea, nigga. Blackson in the booth, the one to speak the truth. We had to lay low, now it's time to elevate. It's grind time, nigga, ain't no celebrating. Niggas stop hating, let's just motivate. Shawty with diamond dust, I need a soulmate. Yeah, I need a soulmate. Shawty with diamond dust, I need a soulmate. Look, Nipsey Hussle with my generation. And hustle is my motivation. Just a young nigga really just wants some greatness. I'm just a young nigga really just trying to make it. Make a million cash for your flat line. Make a master plan and watch your backfire. Burn it all down and collect the ashes. Build it back, respect your passion. Thank you.
Is that a wrap?
Guess we got more questions.
How you feeling after 3 weeks?
Huh?
I actually have questions. If you guys are willing to stick around for
Was
a
that?
little bit longer, I do have questions.
Sure.
Yeah. Also, thank you for performing again. I was one of the people who like came in a little bit late, and I think I came in the middle of yours, Joshua. So it was great to like hear the full thing. But like similar to a few questions beforehand, I was really interested in hearing more about the like beats process and specifically how you select samples. I know, Chris, you mentioned like finding them from all over the place and possibly making them yourself. Like, are there certain artists who you pull inspiration from, or what is the artistic process when it comes to kind of sound part?
Inspiration from my Uncle G Money, rest in peace. I was young, he just always used to come in singing. It's like always one of them old heads that's always comes to the family gatherings, everybody your cousin, and he starts singing to everybody, and then at the end of the night, well, basically, long story short, I started rapping because of him. I really took it serious after he passed away. And my uncle Mike, he does like a little music too. He's a security guard, bodyguard, and like he know people, and he introduced me to people, and that made me want to go more. So yeah.
What was the question? I'm sorry. Who inspired you? Oh,
Sorry, it got a little bit long-winded. But just if you could go more into what the like beats and sampling process is like for yourself. And then if there's anyone who you kind of draw inspiration from or have looked up to as a musician or sound artist.
Really? One I would say is my boy Jai Lewis. Yeah, he done passed away. He used to rap a lot. He also used to make beats. I used to go to his crib. He really inspired me by really rapping. So yeah, I'll say my friend Jai Lewis, may he rest in peace.
And then I'm interested in hearing how specifically formulating an album has possibly been a different experience. You guys are both working on albums, right? I might have missed that part, but how has been like recording a series of tracks, even if not an album, that are meant to go together, been a different experience for you, or what is that like?
Not to cut you off, but to keep it all the way 100, all these new like I know I write every day, but like the stuff I'm writing now, ain't nobody gonna know about until like years later, probably. I kid you not, when I went to jail the first time, did a year and a half, got out, went back for another year, got out, went back for 2 years. I have composition books full of music. That's like from like 2016, I want to say 2016. I got a composition book to some of the songs. Well, actually, one of the songs, Dead Homies, me and Luke made it in what was that, 20?
Recorded that back in
Like
2018.
like 2018. I made that song in 2018.
Yeah.
I just put it out not too, well, how long has it been out? However long
It's been out like probably a year now.
Yeah, probably a year now. It just hit 32 point something thousand on SoundCloud. And like, I got a whole bunch of music that's like old that I'm putting out now. That don't nobody know it's old, but
It's fresh.
Oh, the
Yeah,
dirt.
it's fresh.
Fresh
But it's
as
fresh though. Like I ain't switched up the type, I'm still the same. It sound the same, so I just put it on the track. Easy.
Can you say the question one more time? Couldn't really hear that well.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like as I'm speaking, I'm like coming up with more questions as I ask them. But it was specifically, what is it like trying to formulate an album or a collection of songs that are meant to go together? How has that maybe been different from singles? I don't know. Ignore the second part of the question. But how is album making been as a musician?
It's just me. It's just what I'm like, how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like good, like I should put like a little like a party album type. It's just the way I'm just feeling really. If I'm feeling, I should say something about whatever I see or think about. It should be, it's just whatever I'm feeling.
I think this is also Josh's first project, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably just jumping into it as well. I mean, it's as much a learning process, not to answer the question for you, but I feel like he's exploring those different areas as well. So, we're seeing that unfold, and I'm sure that question will be answered through his work as well moving forward.
I have another question. Oh,
We're the multi-question.
invite you for it, Robin.
Okay. Have you guys ever played any instruments? Would you want to as like part of your rapping?
Oh, I got something right now for y'all.
Okay, perfect.
Don't worry about it. Let's call this thing that killed John Wayne.
The thing that killed John Wayne.
Bulletproof guitar. He didn't make it. See the little hole?
He didn't make it.
He didn't make
Wow.
it. This thing, yeah. Bulletproof.
Can you play it?
No. But I can show you the little, yeah. I just did that. That ain't nothing major. I just went down. So I just had to. Yeah, that's all it needed. Look. I can't hear it now, but bulletproof.
But if you could,
Get on stage with this, you ain't gonna break it. You go crazy. You can't do nothing with it. You wanna know something? This is his. It is now, because I just gave it to him.
that thing never looked so good.
Yeah, that could be your album art with the guitar.
Bulletproof. That's gonna be my album name, Bulletproof.
It's official.
You heard it here.
Heard it here.
Do you want to learn how to play any instruments? Do you have dreams of playing an instrument or no? No.
No.
Yeah, that's a good question though. I don't know. I might, yeah. If something pops up, if I feel like I want to play the guitar, yeah, I would.
Yeah. So my question was something like if there was a message if there was one message that you really, really wanted people to hear through your music or just through your voice, what would that be? Like, what do you most want people who listen to you to know, to learn from you or know about you?
Yeah, just be you. Be yourself. But it'd be like no one else but you.
You hear the question?
Huh?
You hear the question?
What was the question? I'm sorry. I was into it. Y'all
Most
bring it
want
up.
people to take, what message you want them to take from what you have to say.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, what's the takeaway from your music? What do you want people to walk away with from hearing your songs?
First, I don't want anybody under the influence listening to me. It'll make you lose your mind in certain songs. So, but I want people to take a
you know, like he's telling a story, and people can relate. I want people to relate to my story. Like, I know I've been through that. I know I can relate.
Thank you.
We've been getting a couple questions in the chat about where specifically people can find your music. Would you maybe be able to send in the chat just links to your Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, anywhere? Sorry, so people were just asking if you could link or just write the names of where we can find your music on Apple Music, SoundCloud, just to make it easier for people to find your music and support.
It's a gang of
folks. You want to add your SoundCloud?
It's a gang of folks right here. I ain't gonna lie.
SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram.
You don't need all that. Go these around here.
Put a link tree in there.
Do you guys ever collaborate with other artists in the program?
Me, I never have, but I'm looking forward to.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah, same.
Huh? Same?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
When Chris
You guys
was
did one
in
together.
our program inside of the camps, he collaborated with a lot of people. He used that as an opportunity to bring other people in. A lot of people wanted to work with him.
Oh, let me see that. Let me see, touch me that. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Afterward. How you do that?
Yeah, everything's on my bio on Instagram. Just click on the link.
Sanford Son.
The commercial? It's a commercial that I think it's Arby's. Oh, sorry.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Well, that brings us to the end of our session and the end of our convening. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending. If you learned something new today or throughout all 3 days of the convening, if today's session or any of the sessions inspired you, challenged you, or taught you something new, please share your support for the convening if you can by making a donation. I'm sharing a link in the chat to our donation page. Funds received during the convening will be put towards compensating the presenters, prioritizing increased honorariums for carceral system impacted presenters. Lastly, we really value your participation and feedback. So as this is the last session of the convening, please be sure to complete our post-event survey. If you can just take a couple minutes right now, even to fill this out, we would really appreciate it. So with that, if there are any final thoughts, final words? I don't know if you want to say anything. Oh, please go ahead.
Came in, joined. I'll be looking forward to seeing y'all, hearing from y'all soon.
Thank you all so much. Issa, thank you. Everyone at JGD, we appreciate you for being here. I expect in a year from now, we will have you back and you'll all be playing guitars, I think it looks like. I don't know. Everyone who's been with us. Huh?
They're here should they want to learn.
I know, I see. There's a magnetism happening there. Everyone who's been with us for the last 3 days of the convening, we hope that you're carrying something new away with you, not from you. We hope that you've been inspired and moved, and that your heart feels maybe a little lighter tonight. I know mine does. I needed that, guys. Thank you. And we wish you all a good night and stick around with Jack. We have lots of ways to stay involved. The conference isn't the end. It's just a beginning. Hope to see y'all soon.
Hit that subscribe button, please. Subscribe. Everything.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll get you guys to a million followers.
Yeah, we will.
Ooh.
We can do that.
Boosted. All those people gonna boost my stuff, so it don't matter.
You have to join our Google group, and there's like another 600-700 people that will listen to your music. Just start sending it out to our Google group. No one tell the Google group that I gave them permission to do that.
It's anonymous.
Oh.
Blow up the Google group.
Thank you.
Blow up the Google group.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Close the protocol, man.